know, I do run the transgender program at the center. I've been with them for over almost 7 years already. I'm very happy to be there. In the past, I've done work with other organizations, Gay Men's Health Crisis, ACQC, a lot of prevention work. So what I really like about working at the center is the fact that I'm not just focusing on the issues of the transgender community. I'm also able to focus even more deeper in the different factors that play into a lot of the struggles that many segments of the trans community face, such as in the case of Trans Latina, there are a lot of barriers, a lot of struggles, especially when they're immigrating to this country. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with some of that. A little bit of information about the center. As some of you know, how many have been to the center in the past?
I think we all have.
Most people have. Okay, great. So I can skip this slide.
So for those who haven't been to the center is an LGBT center, and it's on 14th Street, and you can go 13th. Sorry,
The first center.
It's on 13th Street if you want to go check it out too. Okay.
Yes, and my information is, I'm going to be able to share the presentation with all of you, so whoever wants to use it for your own personal work, professional development, feel free to look for it. I'm going to provide it to CHN for easier access. Apart from that, we have a website and we're on Facebook. So let's see. So I'm going to start by saying that GIP is a trans-driven program. A lot of our work, a lot of our services are delivered by peer members, which is one of the best strengths within the work that we're doing, because our community is taking an active role in providing and that support, that hope to many of our community members. And as we go through life as trans individuals, gay, lesbian, bisexuals, we educate people throughout our lives, right? We talk to people, we talk to our partners, we talk to our families. So what's great about the GIP is that we are able to focus a lot of that wealth within our community and use it to promote additional healing and additional development overall. So I'm gonna quickly jump into a short trailer of the work that's being done with Trans Latina, so that way when I get to talk a little bit about the issues and the struggles that we face as a community, you'll have a better understanding where we're coming from, how our lives are in Central, South America, the Caribbean. So I'm going to start the video.
Un nieto muerto a mi único hijo. No podemos acceder a la educación porque, cuando empezamos con nuestra construcción, nos empiezan a discriminar en el colegio, no tenemos que ir a nuestras casas, nuestra familia. Muchas chicas no terminan sus estudios. Ahorita, por ejemplo, hay una prevalencia de prostitución en travestis de chibolitas, adolescentes, 14, 15, ya están trabajando.
Yo realizo trabajo sexual de los 16 años.
Yo tengo 16 años y me dedico al trabajo sexual desde que tenía 14.
Tengo 17 años y hace 2 años hago trabajo sexual.
Entonces, básicamente en toda Latinoamérica es lo mismo. Las chicas están obligadas a trabajar en el comercio sexual.
A veces experiencias horribles con clientes, con la policía, incluso he tenido amigas que están asesinadas, que fueron cortadas, tratadas, le echaron así con su cara.
El lado humano que tenemos se pierde en la calle.
porque son hombres, son travestis, son cabros.
Lo bañamos en agua y comenzamos a patearlo por todos lados. Con el agua no se dan cuenta. Así se quejan, no se dan cuenta además. ¿Qué se van a quejar si otro lo, o si no le decimos que han robado, que ha hecho esto, igual se va a entrar? Y ahí le da más duda todavía.
Hay gente que les pagan por no usar preservativo. Y la chica, en el momento de marginalidad que están, en la necesidad que tienen de trabajar, necesidad de dinero para vivir, para subsistir, acceden.
Si hubiera tenido información y acceso al sistema público de salud, quizás no hubiera contraído el VIH entre los 15 y los 17 años de edad.
Por cada 1000 trans, entre 300 a 400 de ellos tienen el VIH. Empezamos, Diana, claro, por supuesto, cumpliendo, ¿no?
Primero lo que me fueron las nalgas y las caderas. Sí me dio bastante miedo porque había escuchado el caso de una travesti que había fallecido por eso. Si muere eso, muere mi ley. Muere poniéndome un cuerpo de mujer y ese es mi ley.
La sensación de satisfacción de verte en un espejo y te sientes que sí, eres tú, eso es lo que tú eres, lo que tú querías, te llena tanto que te olvidas todo.
I strongly encourage you to look at the whole documentary via YouTube. It's about an hour and 20 minutes, but it can be very depressing, very traumatizing at times. But you will also see how that community perseveres, how they continue to overcome a lot of the obstacles. So, thinking about the documentary. Imagine some of those individuals trying to find a better way of living, trying to have a chance at life, because statistically in Latin America, most trans people are either going to be killed by, society, like neighbors or even family members. At times, the government is not really protecting our rights overall. And so, a lot of times we run the risk of being killed by the military and the police. Yes?
I have a question. So in Latin America, trans rights, you just said it, basically they don't really have it, so they don't have any type of system or help. Like the government even, it doesn't recognize them as a people to say, hey, we know that you need this health care, like let's try to help you out, as opposed to letting, take hormones on the street and then like people are dying, or they don't care.
I think it might be a combination of factors. Like for many other countries, there is a glimmer of hope. Like governments are trying to change certain policies, but a lot of it is also to make the UN happy, to make the US happy around human rights. But when it comes down to that, like you saw the video, a couple of police officers just talking about how they beat up the women, how they just go and drop on in a different city or different town, and take their shoes away and wet them all and just abuse them. So a lot of it doesn't get reported, or if it gets reported, it's like nothing is done about it. So it's, and I know that we're in a better place here in the US because, laws are getting a little stronger overall. But, I think that a lot of what you saw in Translatina, maybe like 10-20% of what you see there, we actually still live here in New York City. Mm-hmm. Because we go to Jackson Heights, where I'm from, where I live at, and where most of my community works and lives at, we still get a lot of harassment from police. We still get a lot of abuse from, other community members who are not, part of the LGBT community. community is cisgender people.
But this, like, at least if it happens here, you can report that, and that can actually be taken seriously versus the country that you're from.
Yeah, no. That's yes and no. That's a yes and no, though. That's a yes and no. That's a yes and no.
Yeah, we're working to get that information to get more, addressed.
Well, just a month ago, a trans person was killed right there in Harlem. It's that case is still pending. The person who they even accused of doing it was let go. So, that's a yes or no.
So we're working on, part of the work that we're doing at GIP and other community organizations is just to continue to make our government, our laws, our police department more responsible. So, it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress, but, we're trying to contribute to a lot of that as providers and organizations and stuff. So how does the GIP work? A lot of our work takes place around community outreach. A lot of our services is delivered via events. We focus a lot on going to rallies. We focus a lot on going to health fairs. So that's one of the places where our community can access services. Another way to access services with us at the center is coming in for an assessment where they can also get information about connecting to services that might be beneficial to them. Let me see what else. And what's great about the work that we're doing at GIP is that the individual can connect at different points. Doesn't necessarily have to be like a formalized registration. They can take advantage of our, drop-in services, group events, rallies, and stuff like that to get involved. And what's great about this is that the individual has the opportunity to be able to empower themselves even more to become role models and to be able to become one of the peer, peer members who deliver services also. A lot of I think today I have about three peer members here who are, you can raise your hand, and some of them have moved on to better things. A GIP intern a couple of years ago, and just beginning to dive into non-for-profit, and now she's successfully running a transgender program at a medical center, Aperture, which is very cool. Some of the events that I was just sharing with you are, events such as, Trans Prom. We do coffee houses. We do health fairs. We also do, community celebrations and stuff. So those are ways that we connect our community. We really use social media, for our advantage. Facebook, Twitter. That usually helps us also in being able to promote a lot of our services. So the assessment, is a tool that we use in order to gather a lot of information about the client, where they are emotionally, where they are, when it comes to substance use or sexual health risk. And that tool allows us to be able to tailor, whatever services they might need. Some clients, they just come in because they want to get a letter of support for top surgery, bottom surgery, or, they're trying to navigate the insurance and world. And so we are able to, provide them with documentation or support services, linking them to other organizations. So let me see, the short-term counseling, it focuses a lot on the individual, helping them, get support around identity, coming out, transitioning in the workplace, getting support for partners, getting support for family members. In the case of Trans Latina, a lot of the work is to help them heal from what you saw previously. A lot of our community comes with, traumatic histories, and many of them, like at least 70% of my caseload from Trans Latina has history of child abuse, sexual abuse, which is, it's a lot. And as you heard from Dave and previous presentations in the morning, a lot of members of the community, when they don't have access to jobs or benefits, entitlements, one of the main sources of income is sex work. imagine a person that has dealt with child sexual abuse or physical abuse, and they have to engage in sex work for survival. That's re-traumatizing them, right? And then we wonder, we're like, how come they use drugs? How come it's such a high rate of substance use? And it's like, when you make the connection, it's like, it's all that, all that trauma, all that unaddressed, mental health concerns that they have. I try to stay away from pathologizing my community because, it's not easy for me because, I have a history also. I'm immigrating to this country. I have very limited access to services, so I understand what they've been through. So, like I said, letters of support. We help individuals start to work on their asylum cases. We bridge them to immigration support, help them with their narratives. Even when clients start, their lawyers tell them, start working on your story. Sounds like you've had a rough life. And coming to the U.S. was one of the best decisions for you. So, it's like when you tell that to a trans Latina immigrant, it's like, writing their life story is re-traumatizing themselves. They're unburying a lot of that traumatic events, a lot of that abuse, a lot of that, emotional distress that they're going through. So it can be very challenging, and it can be, it can negatively impact their lives. So at the center, we're able to provide them with counseling and just support around the whole process, which can be very overwhelming. As mentioned before, our community faces, like police profiling. I know it from experience. I lived in Jackson Heights for many years. On many occasions, I was stopped and frisked, and I was frisked very intrusively, which is not nice at all. It could be very upsetting. It really takes away like that whole trust in our police. Discrimination from every step of the way. It's like our community. We are sometimes exposed to like violence, abuse as childhood. We go through adolescence, at school, in colleges at times. As you saw, many of the community members in the video, they talk about how they're kicked out of school for being who they are, or they're even denied access in general. We also suffer from some instances, and we're seeing it more because now it's like the word trafficked is becoming a little bit more popular, right? More common, like the government's finally paying attention to trafficking, human trafficking and everything. So, we are uncovering the fact that there are a lot of people who are coming to this country or who have history of, of sex work that have been coerced into that type of work. I know that for some individuals it has been a choice. I do not discount that at all. But for some individuals, they are brought here with the whole idea that they're gonna have a better life, and they're like forced into sex work or into work as a housekeeper. But in the case of trans women, they see us as potential prey, and and they see like a gold mine, and they bring us in here, and then they put women to work. So we'll see more women, trans women, being granted documentation because of the history of being trafficked. Let me see what else. We see a lot of bullying, as we've been hearing, a lot of violence overall, rejection from family. Many of us, when we start our transition, we lose our families. Our families are already, for some of us, because it's not all of us, for some of us, they're already kind of like, disappointed with the road that we're taking. Sometimes in many cases when we're feminine or when we're cross-dressing, they're already like kind of pushing us out of their lives. So beginning to medically transition, it's like sometimes it's like a turning point. A lot of them, they just dump us, So that's a struggle that our community faces also. We've been hearing a lot about, different rates of, HIV transmission, rates of violence, this and that.